So far, you have learned how to use some of the built-in functions in Python, such as print, round, and so on. In this section, you're going to learn how to write your own functions. Now, you might ask, but why do we even need to write our own functions? Well, when you build a real program, that program is going to consist hundreds or thousands of lines of code. You shouldn't write all that code in one file like we have done so far. You should break that code into smaller, more maintainable, and potentially more reusable chunks. We refer to these chunks as functions. So let me show you how to create your own custom functions. We start with the def keyword, which is short for define. Next, we need to give our function a name. So let's call this greet. All the best practices you learned about naming your variables also apply to naming your functions. So make sure your function names are meaningful, descriptive, use lowercase letters to name your functions, and an underscore to separate multiple words. Now, after the name, we need to add parentheses. You will see why shortly. And then we'll add a colon. Now, what is going to happen? You know it. We're going to get indentation, which means the following statements will belong to this function. So here I'm going to add two statements. Hi there, and welcome aboard. Both these lines belong to this function because they're indented. Now we're done with this function. We need to call it. So we remove the indentation and we add two line breaks after this function. This is what kmervhvt33 recommends to keep our code clean and maintainable. Now, if you forget to add two line breaks, don't worry. As soon as you save the changes, AutoPep8 will automatically add these line breaks for you. Let me show you. So I'm going to remove these line breaks and call this function greet with parentheses, just like how we call the built-in functions. Now save the changes. There you go. So we get two line breaks after our function. Now let's run this program. So we get these two messages on the terminal.